The 1990s weren't the wildest decade for speed, but some cars still delivered serious power. While the world was moving past the slow and dull 1980s, a few machines proved that performance wasn't dead. From sleeper sedans like the Chevy Impala SS to high-powered legends like the Chevrolet Corvette, the 90s had their fair share of fast cars. 1. 1995 C4 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1. The 1995 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 was a beast on the road. With a top speed of 176 miles per hour, this car was built for pure speed and power. Some say the Corvette isn't a muscle car, but when you look at its 405 horsepower, 5.7-liter LT1 V8 engine, it's hard to ignore its muscle. This Corvette wasn't just fast, it was one of the most powerful cars of the 1990s. However, the C4 Corvette ZR1 came right before the C5 generation, making it the last great high-performance model of its time. While the C5 Corvette launched in 1996, the legendary Z06 version didn't arrive until 2001. That's why the C4 ZR1 earns its place as the top Corvette of its era. It was also one of the best classic Corvettes for collectors who wanted raw power at a great price. No doubt, the 1991 Corvette ZR1 was just as impressive. It could hit 0 to 60 in 5.3 seconds, with 375 horsepower and 370 pound-feet of torque. That made it one of the fastest muscle cars of the 1990s. Whether you call it a muscle car, a sports car, or something else, one thing is clear: the C4 ZR1 was built for speed. And when you drive it, all you feel is power. 2. 1998 Chevrolet Camaro Z/28 SS. The 1998 Chevrolet Camaro Z/28 SS was built for speed and power, with a 0 to 60 time of 5.2 seconds and a top speed of 106.5 miles per hour. This Camaro proved it was still a true muscle car. Some say the Camaro lost its classic boxy shape in the 1980s and 1990s, but its performance never faded. The Z/28 SS kept the Camaro's legacy alive with its high-powered engine and aggressive styling. Beyond this, the fourth-generation Camaro, often called the Catfish Camaro, because of its unique front-end design, hit the streets from 1993 to 2002. While the Z28 SS first appeared in 1996, the real magic happened in 1998, when it got a major upgrade. Chevrolet gave it the LS1 V8 engine, making it the most powerful Camaro of the decade. It became the king of the 1990s Camaro lineup, delivering incredible speed and acceleration. Now, let's talk power. The 1998 Camaro Z/28 SS packed 320 horsepower and 335 pound-feet of torque, giving it serious muscle. It could run a quarter mile in 13.6 seconds and come to a full stop from 60 miles per hour in just 120 feet. Whether you love its design or not, one thing is certain: when you hit the gas, this Camaro never lets you down. 3. 1999 Ford Mustang SVT Cobra. The 1999 Ford Mustang SVT Cobra was built to dominate the streets. With a 0 to 60 time of 5.5 seconds and a top speed of over 100 miles per hour, this Mustang proved it was more than just a famous name. The Mustang is one of the few muscle cars that has never stopped production since the 1960s, and for good reason. Even when Ford stopped making regular cars in the United States, it kept the Mustang alive. Well, the SVT Cobra was no ordinary Mustang. Sitting above the GT and Mach 1, it was the most powerful version of the fourth-generation Mustang. Ford wasn't satisfied with just releasing a new generation. They kept pushing for more speed and power. When they introduced the New Edge design in 1999, the SVT Cobra got its biggest upgrade yet. Under the hood, the 4.6-liter V8 engine delivered 320 horsepower and 317 pound-feet of torque, making it a beast on the road. It could run a quarter mile in 14 seconds, reaching speeds of 102 miles per hour. While Ford later introduced the even stronger SVT Cobra R in 2000, this 1999 model was the real king of the 1990s Mustangs. With its aggressive styling and powerful engine, the SVT Cobra was built to thrill. 4. 1996 Chevrolet Impala SS. The 1996 Chevrolet Impala SS was built for power and speed. With a 0 to 60 time of 7 seconds, this full-size muscle car was no joke on the road. The Impala name had been around since the 1950s, but it wasn't always a performance car. That changed when Chevrolet introduced the SS badge, making it a true muscle machine. After Chevrolet stopped making the Impala in 1985, it returned in 1994 with an upgraded high-performance version, the Impala SS. This car was based on the Caprice Police package, meaning it had the same powerful and reliable engine that law enforcement trusted. With its dark, aggressive look and big V8 engine, the Impala SS became an instant classic. The powerhouse equipped with the 5.7-liter LT1 V8 engine produced 260 horsepower and 330 pound-feet of torque, giving it the strength to dominate the streets. It could run a quarter mile in 15.4 seconds, proving its speed in the 1990s muscle car lineup. While it may not seem impressive by today's standards, in the mid-90s, this was a true performance beast. With its combination of power, size, and aggressive styling, the 1996 Chevrolet Impala SS was built for those who wanted speed with a bold presence. 5. 1999 Ford Taurus SHO. The 1999 Ford Taurus SHO might not be the first car that comes to mind when thinking about muscle cars, but it had something special under the hood. This four-door sedan was part of Ford's SHO lineup, which started in 1989. The earlier models had a Yamaha-designed V6, but by the late 1990s, Ford made a big change. The third-generation Taurus SHO, made from 1996 to 1999, packed more power than ever before. It could go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 7.3 seconds and finish a quarter mile in 15.4 seconds at 91 miles per hour. What made this version stand out was its engine. Ford gave it a 3.4-liter V8, producing 235 horsepower at 6,100 RPM and 230 pound-feet of torque at 4,800 RPM. Unlike earlier models, it lost the manual transmission and only came with a 4-speed automatic. That disappointed some fans, but the V8 still gave it a serious punch on the road. Even though the Taurus SHO didn't have the sharpest design, it delivered strong performance while offering more comfort and safety than traditional muscle cars. By the late 1990s, muscle cars weren't the same as before, but some American cars like the SHO kept the spirit alive, blending power, speed, and everyday usability in one exciting package. 6. 1991 to 1992 Pontiac Formula Firehawk. The 1991 to 1992 Pontiac Formula Firehawk was a surprise performance machine that few saw coming. Pontiac's third-generation Firebird had been around since 1982, and by 1991, everyone knew a new model was on the way. Most expected the final years of the third-gen Firebird to be quiet, but then Pontiac teamed up with street-legal performance engineering to create something special. The Formula Firehawk could blast from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4.6 seconds and finish the quarter mile in 13.2 seconds. A serious threat on the road. Speaking of power, the Firehawk was based on the Firebird formula, but packed a tuned 5.7-liter V8 engine pushing out 350 horsepower. It shared a ZF 6-speed manual transmission with the 1991 Corvette, borrowed high-performance brakes and suspension from the Camaro 1 LE, and had a Dana 44 rear axle for better durability. Despite its near-stock appearance, the Firehawk was built to dominate. It was made as a homologation special for the IMSA Firestone Firehawk Racing Series, but remained street legal. Pontiac only produced it for 2 years, making it one of the rarest and most powerful Firebirds of its time. A true hidden gem for speed lovers. 7. 1995 Ford Mustang SVT Cobra R. The 1995 Ford Mustang SVT Cobra R was built for speed and exclusivity. Only 250 lucky buyers got their hands on this race-ready Mustang, making it one of the rarest muscle cars of the 1990s. With a powerful 5.8-liter V8 engine, this beast could rocket from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 5.2 seconds before reaching a top speed of 151 miles per hour. Ford designed it for serious performance, and it delivered power with every roar of the engine. What made this Mustang special wasn't just its speed, but its raw muscle. The SVT Cobra R pumped out 399 horsepower and 343 pound-feet of torque, making it one of the strongest Mustangs of its time. It came with no rear seats, air conditioning, or radio. Everything unnecessary was stripped out to keep it light and ready for the track. Weighing 3,354 pounds, it was built purely for performance. Despite being street legal, this car wasn't for just anyone. Buyers had to prove they would actually race it before getting the keys. Ford wanted the SVT Cobra R on the track, not sitting in garages. In the world of 1990s muscle cars, few could match its speed, power, and exclusivity, making it a true legend of its era. 8. 1992 Chevrolet Camaro Z28. The 1992 Chevrolet Camaro Z28 might not be the first Camaro that comes to mind, but it is packed with serious power. As the final model of the third generation, it didn't get the same attention as the legendary Camaros of the 1960s and 1970s. However, it was far from slow. With a 5.7-liter V8 under the hood, it could launch from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 6.3 seconds and reach a top speed of 152 miles per hour. Plenty fast for a muscle car from the early 1990s. Impressively, it produced 245 horsepower and 345 pound-feet of torque, giving it strong acceleration and a deep, aggressive V8 sound. Weighing 3,377 pounds, it wasn't the lightest Camaro, but it handled well for its size. The third-generation Camaro had a more modern look than its predecessors, and even though it didn't have the same fame, it still delivered excitement on the road. Even if some people forgot about this Camaro, its speed and performance proved it was no slouch. It may not be the most talked about Z28, but with its strong V8 and fast acceleration, it earned its place as one of the best muscle cars of the 1990s. 9. 1992 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am. The 1992 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am was a proper send-off for the third generation. As the final model before a new design took over, this Trans Am still packed serious muscle. With a 5.7-liter V8 under the hood, it could hit 60 miles per hour in just 6.6 seconds and roar to a top speed of 154 miles per hour. It wasn't just about speed, though. It carried the bold Firebird spirit, complete with the legendary burning Phoenix on the hood. Power was at the heart of this machine. The Trans Am pushed out 232 horsepower and 285 pound-feet of torque, delivering strong acceleration and a deep, aggressive V8 growl. Weighing 3,343 pounds, it had a solid presence on the road, while still handling like a true muscle car. The third-generation Firebird had a sleek, sharp look that set it apart from earlier models, and this final version made sure the series went out with a bang. Apart from being one of the fastest muscle cars of the decade, the 1992 Firebird Trans Am remains surprisingly affordable. Many classic cars shoot up in price, but this one can still be found at a reasonable cost. For those looking to restore a piece of muscle car history, the Firebird Trans Am is a legend waiting to be reborn. 10. 1992 Oldsmobile Achieva SCX. The 1992 Oldsmobile Achieva SCX was not just another coupe. It was a rocket disguised as a daily driver. While most people ignored Oldsmobile's sporty side, this car proved that speed came in all shapes and sizes. It took inspiration from the legendary Cutlass 442, but instead of a big V8, it packed a 2.3-liter four-cylinder engine. That might not sound impressive, but this was no ordinary engine. It was GM's first ever dual overhead cam four-cylinder, and it roared with 190 horsepower and 160 pound-feet of torque. When the light turned green, this car shot to 60 miles per hour in just 6.7 seconds, an incredible time for a front-wheel drive coupe. But the Achieva SCX wasn't just fast in a straight line. It was built for drivers who love to feel the road. Weighing only 2,690 pounds, it was light and nimble, ready to take on corners with confidence. The real thrill came with the 5-speed manual transmission, letting drivers shift through the gears and unleash every bit of power. Whether tearing down the highway or carving through back roads, the Achieva SCX delivered excitement every second. For a car that many overlooked, the 1992 Oldsmobile Achieva SCX proved that speed wasn't just about muscle, it was about innovation, control, and pure driving fun. 11. 1997 Chevrolet Camaro SS 30th Anniversary. The 1997 Chevrolet Camaro SS 30th Anniversary was more than just a special edition, it was built for speed. Chevrolet teamed up with Street Legal Performance, SLP, to create a powerful version of the Camaro, marking 3 decades of muscle car greatness. While it looked sharp with its special paint job, inspired by the 1969 Indianapolis 500 pace car, the real excitement was under the hood. Not only this, halfway through the gas pedal, the speed kicks in. Every one of the 106 special Camaros came with a 5.7-liter LT 4V8 engine originally made for the Corvette Grand Sport. SLP fine-tuned these engines to deliver serious power. While Chevy rated it at 330 horsepower, dyno tests proved it actually pushed out 350 horsepower. This meant thrilling acceleration, launching the Camaro from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 5.4 seconds. With a 6-speed manual transmission, this Camaro gave drivers full control of its power. It could blaze through the quarter mile in 13.3 seconds and hit a top speed of 155 miles per hour. In 1997, this car wasn't just fast. It was one of the quickest American muscle cars on the road. 12th, 1998 Pontiac Trans Am WS6. The 1998 Pontiac Trans Am WS6 was built for pure speed and power. It could blast from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 5 seconds, tearing through the quarter mile in 13.5 seconds at 106 miles per hour. With a top speed of 162 miles per hour, this Trans Am wasn't just fast, it was one of the quickest muscle cars of its time. Pontiac had already impressed fans with the 4th-generation Firebird. But the real magic happened when the WS6 package arrived in 1996. It gave the Trans Am a powerful look, better suspension, and a stronger 5.7-liter LT1 V8 engine that pushed out 305 horsepower. But Pontiac wasn't done yet. In 1998, things got even wilder. The WS6 Trans Am received the all-new LS1 engine, straight from the C4 Corvette. This legendary 5.7-liter small block V8, with its aluminum block and cylinder heads, boosted power to an impressive 320 horsepower. This upgrade gave the car incredible acceleration, making it one of the fastest American muscle cars of the late 1990s. With its aggressive stance, roaring V8, and jaw-dropping speed, the 1998 Pontiac Trans Am WS6 wasn't just a car, it was a statement. 13. 1991 Chevrolet 454 SS. Some trucks are forgotten even when they are incredibly fast. The Chevrolet 454 SS is one of them. This powerful pickup could go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just under 8 seconds. That might not seem fast today, but in 1990, it was unheard of for a truck. It was one of the quickest pickups ever made, yet most people do not even talk about it. From the start, the Chevrolet 454 SS had a massive engine. It came with a 454 cubic inch V8, which first appeared in the 1990 model, producing 230 horsepower and 385 pound-feet of torque. Even though it was heavy, the truck moved fast and could burn its tires with ease. Speed was not something people expected from a truck, but this one delivered. In 1991, Chevrolet made it even better. The engine got stronger, now making 255 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque. It also received a new 4-speed automatic transmission, making shifting smoother. The truck now had a better exhaust system and a different gear ratio of 4.1 instead of 3.73, allowing it to accelerate faster while also improving highway driving. Chevrolet did not just add a big engine, they also upgraded the suspension. It had sport suspension, special shock absorbers, and strong tires. It still felt like a truck on rough roads, but when pushed hard, it handled much better than expected. At first, the truck was a hit. Chevrolet sold almost 13,000 in 1990 alone. But over the next 3 years, sales dropped to fewer than 1,500 per year. One big issue was fuel economy. It only got about 10 miles per gallon, making it expensive to drive. By 1993, Chevrolet stopped making it. Even though it was one of the fastest trucks of its time, the Chevrolet 454 SS is often forgotten. But for those who remember, it was a true beast on the road. 1991 Dodge Spirit RT. No one talks about the fastest cars that look boring. Supercars steal the spotlight, but some of the quickest cars hide in plain sight. The 1991 Dodge Spirit RT was one of them. It looked like a regular four-door sedan, but it could blast from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 6.5 seconds. That was faster than most four-door cars of its time. Under the hood sat a small but powerful 134 cubic inch turbocharged engine. This was no ordinary motor. It was built with help from Lotus, a company famous for making race cars. With 16 valves, an aluminum head, and an intercooled turbo, it made 224 horsepower. That was a huge number for such a small engine back in the day. Even better, all that power kicked in early. At just 2,800 revolutions per minute, the Spirit RT was already making 217 pound-feet of torque. This meant it was not only fast, but also smooth. Dodge added counterbalance shafts to keep the engine from shaking like other turbo motors. This car did not just go fast, it felt good while doing it. To handle all that power, Dodge used a tough 5-speed manual transmission made by Getrag. It had heavy-duty parts, including a 4-pinion differential, so it could handle the turbo engine's force. The final drive ratio was designed for speed, helping the Spirit RT reach a top speed of 142 miles per hour. Of course, speed is not just about power. The Spirit RT had a race-tuned suspension with thick anti-roll bars and special shocks. The front suspension was raised by 3 inches to improve balance. Wide performance tires gripped the road, while 4-wheel disc brakes helped it stop fast. Optional anti-lock brakes made it even safer. On the road, this car was a rocket. It could finish a quarter mile in just under 16 seconds, beating most sedans of its time. It was not just straight-line speed either. The Spirit RT handled sharp turns like a pro, with quick steering and a smooth ride. It was the fastest car nobody ever noticed. 1995 Oldsmobile Aurora. Some fast cars never get the spotlight. Supercars steal all the attention, but some powerful machines remain unnoticed. The 1995 Oldsmobile Aurora was one of them. It looked like a smooth, futuristic sedan, but it could rocket from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just over 8 seconds. That was great speed for a luxury car back then. At the heart of this machine sat a 244 cubic inch V8 engine, closely related to Cadillac's North Star motor. With 250 horsepower and 260 pound-feet of torque, it packed more muscle than most sedans of its time. This was not just a comfortable cruiser, it had real power. Even better, the engine sent its strength to the front wheels through a high-tech 4-speed automatic transmission. With smooth gearing and an Autobahn package, it was built for speed. The Aurora felt silky on the road, but had instant power when needed. The Aurora did not just go fast. It looked fast. Its sleek, rounded body had no sharp edges, and Oldsmobile even removed all badges, making it a mystery on the streets. Inside, it felt like a first-class jet. Soft leather seats, a tech-packed dashboard, and a travel computer made every ride luxurious. On the road, it was solid and smooth, with a suspension that balanced comfort and control. The 1995 Aurora was a hidden powerhouse, disguised as a luxury sedan. So, which one of these fastest muscle cars did you know about? Drop a comment or like, and don't forget to subscribe for more speed secrets.